If you ever stumbled upon a character that looks like Scott's creation, but looks different than the original version, or straight up is an original character, then you found something called fan model. This term is well known in the Five Nights at Freddy's community, as it's used to describe models made by fans of our beloved franchise. The Source Filmmaker Workshop has pretty big handful of interesting, downright terrifying, and funny models to offer. There are some reasons as to why people make these. The most obvious reason are commissions for custom-made models, when you can pay a person to make a model for you, unless you know the other world that is Blender. Second reason does not technically go under the category of fan models, but I still think that it's worth mentioning. Ever since FNaF became a thing among the internet, content creators that wanted to create animations dedicated to the game lore, create their own original stories, or just for shits and giggles, gathered around and started creating 3D models of the mascots. Today we have either perfect replicas of models made by talented people, or models ported straight out of games, like Security Breach, Special Delivery, or Help Wanted. Back in the day, however, we had the famous Splinx models from FNaF 1 and 2, created by Orange, Randus and Splinx. Now considered a nostalgic memory, then, these models were widely used to create animations that now are saved in old FNaF animations playlists. Though this reason seems to stand out from the topic, there is one thing. The thing being, why Splinx look like this, and don't resemble the original models. Scott's style of presenting the game models is unique. Many fans attempted replicating them to have as accurate a result as possible, but there was one big problem. The problem being the actual possibility of replicating them. You see, most models are rather hidden in the shadows, and the camera angles make it hard to tell what the models look like exactly. So the model creators had limited reference images. That is, until Scott posted on scottgames.com the well-known thank you image, with, for that time, all characters. Another, and possibly last, reason as to why people make models is actually pretty interesting. Since in Scott's old FNaF teasers the characters were hiding in the shadows or were in complete darkness, fans were speculating as to who was on the image. This turned into people trying to predict what the characters would look like by making models or create hoaxes that for this day we all remember. This however splits into a second reason, which is something that pretty much present to this day. And that being the previously mentioned speculations. This kind of speculations however wasn't about predicting the model design, but rather imagining how a character would look like if its counterpart would not exist. Case in point. Funtime Bonnie. Bonnie the Bunny is present in almost every FNaF game, except Sister Location and Security Breach. Well, kind of. When Sister Location was first announced by Scott on his YouTube channel, fans were going crazy. Not only because for the first time in FNaF history we were introduced to free roam mode, but also, that's right, Bonnie was missing. Or should I say, replaced. When the game came out, it became a popular topic as to why Bonnie was absent. This gave few fans an idea to create fan models of non-existing version of Bonnie. One of them being the topic of today's video. OOSB stands for Out of Service Bonnie. This refers to one of the most terrifying, but also one of the coolest fan designs of Funtime Bonnie. Originally created by Parallelepsy on DeviantArt, posted on 2018, artwork of Funtime Bonnie. Elongated body and limbs, a great reference to withered Bonnie and candy-like coloring made this model stand out so much that there was an actual 3D model of this character, modeled by Blue the Snow Leopard, and ported to Source Filmmaker by Cozy YouTube. The OOSB was open for public on Cozy's DeviantArt page. That was until Cozy deactivated their account. The model was available only there, and when Cozy disappeared, so did the model. At some point I searched on YouTube if Cozy had a channel to get in contact with them to ask if the model is still in their possession. This led me to multiple accounts with only one being FNaF themed. But because I wasn't sure if that was real Cozy, I didn't put their channel in the video and I didn't got in contact with. Believe it or not, but I got the model when it was available. However, when I moved my source filmmaker files, I realized that this model along with some other models lost some of the key files. Thus, when I open it, it's invisible, no matter how many tutorials I watch and try to fix it. This was also the time when Cozy's account no longer existed. Because they were the only person to own the model, I realized that not making a copy of the model file just in case was a huge mistake from my side. I searched Parallel Stevie and R to see if they had contact with Blue or Cozy. This was the moment where I discovered a status note on their account.
I just opened this account for the first time in a while and wanted to update those who want more creations art to check out my Reddit account Parallel Opposy. I posted all my latest graphics there, most of which are not from FNaF, but people who like my style might find something they will appreciate. Mainly sculpts, but I'm still a fan of FNaF, so if I go back to making fan art, they'll definitely be there. In order to clarify, I no longer use this account to post graphics. Go and check out my Reddit. But I'm leaving this account, so I'm okay, my old art will stay here. That's all. Please be here.
With this information I went towards Parallel's Reddit account to see if they have other social media. But since I have no Reddit, nor I plan on creating an account there for now, I was greeted with this window. There is a post I managed to find there, where Parallel mentions the 3D model of OOSB, and, as a matter of fact, Blue the Snow Leopard was also there. But, you guessed it, same window popped up. Why did I made this video in the first place? I wanted to give you a piece of lost media that refused to leave my mind for a long time. There are many FNaF models that were public. Some were widely known and some people still have them to this day. And some weren't. There are few reasons to why fan models are now being kept as private. Two most obvious reasons being the unhinged rule for being everywhere, and second reason being that people like to steal. Is it body parts or entire models? No matter how many times you repeat that rule in source filmmaker bio. With all that being said, this video was an idea buried in my head for a long time that appeared when I was looking through the workshop. Five Nights at Freddy's franchise has quite a lot lost media, but, in my shallow opinion, the lost media among the community is the one that is being really overlooked at. My format of the videos is quite weird now. I do animations. But I also make theories, music mashups, and now this weird format. Although I hope that you enjoyed my rambling about this topic. Thank you for watching. And see you in another video. This was Candace. Over and out.